Hi, this is Melinda with Dreams and Destinations Travel. And once again, we are so thrilled to be working with the Carolinas Chapter of ASID on a designing destination. And we couldn't think of a more fabulous introduction to Europe than Croatia. It's a destination I've been selling for many years. I am more than excited to travel with Carolinas ASID to Croatia at the end of May. And there is so much information about this destination. And there are just so many unique aspects of it that make it a perfect interior design tour that I decided to reach out to the experts to help me with this presentation because who knows Croatia better than Croatians? And so, Layla, I'm so thrilled to have you with us. You're the North American Director for Croatia Tourism. I have sat in on some of Layla's training and they were fabulous. And it made me think of all of my friends over at Carolinas ASID. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. And then I'll let you introduce Antonia. I know that all of our designers are going to be super excited to hear about what she has to present. So Layla, please feel free to share your presentation. And again, thank you so much. I know you're in Croatia. It's very late there. So we are just very appreciative of your time this evening.
Thank you very much, Melinda. It's a pleasure, really. It was such an amazing, inquiry when you asked that could we make some presentation for the entire interior designers, architects. Of course, it's something really a privilege to be able to show our country to those who will even appreciate it, I think, much more than maybe many other travelers around the world. So I'm so happy to be here, and I'm more than happy to introduce Antonia Urlic, my very dear former colleague in several companies, I guess. But today she's a managing director of the Croatian Association, National Association of Unique Luxury Small Hotels, the best of the best, I would say. That Antonia, may I dare to say 99% of the guests are actually American travelers.
That's right.
From whom I really learned a lot during these almost 2 years that I've been running the office in New York. So Antonia will actually catch up later when explaining more details about the hotels that are really interesting and very much into the topic that you are going to see in general in Croatia. And my job is to make it easy for you to get on this trip and understand what you will expect there. Watch out, just have to share first of all one tip. Absolutely not one, but 99% of these travelers, American travelers, when they are back from Croatia, they just could not believe what they have seen. So they're much more happy than what expected. And I'm sure it's going to happen to you. So whatever we say, don't believe us. You have really come and taste it yourself. I mean, taste it by all the senses, not only what you see, but really even try the food, the wines. It's something that we really cherish, and it's part of our culture. But to start with, I will share my screen. Try to make it now. Okay. Is it full screen? Yes. So welcome to Croatia, to the story about Croatia. So a few facts that I'm super glad to share at the very beginning. Yes, we are a very small country located in the heart of Europe with a continental and Mediterranean climate. But what we are most proud of is that the archipelago we have 1,244 islands. However, there is a huge discussion in the country how many exactly, because obviously, because of global warming, there is always a few more, islands around or reefs. But yes, there is like a joke that nobody ever counted really these islands, but we are absolutely sure, specifically when you're on a boat, you are going to see many of them. Our official language is Croatian, but most of the people you will run into speak English. Not a perfect English, but watch out. If you are talking to young people, like just recently left the school or college students, they tend to speak very, very good, very good American English. They're just ranked twice first in Europe among the young Europeans from the non-English speaking countries. So it's very easy to get around. And the currency is, since this year, euro. And what is also important, we are part of the Schengen also as of this year, which means that any other travel before or around, even if you take a car and go to Italy or whatever, at the end, it's something that it's easy. You can just pass through from one country to another. So this is where we are located. As you can see, we are here in this area, which is we actually share the sea with Italy, but we were more lucky because we got practically almost all the islands, and we got a clean blue, Caribbean blue water. I always compare to Caribbean because it's something for me the best, but you know, the very second best is actually the Adriatic Sea. Someone likes it even more. So the flights for ready-to-go connections, what is important to stress out, there are 2 direct flights. Well, one is from US, one from Canada. New York Dubrovnik operates from end of May till end of September. 4 flights per week. Maybe some of you who is interested to take advantage of this United Airlines flight. Also, our very good partner is Turkish Airlines because of the great connections from 12 US cities. I think they even announced 2 more for this year. So it's always via Istanbul, but it's also very good and great food on the plane. That's what I remember. For if someone traveling from Canada, there is Toronto-Zagreb flight, also seasonal. And for any pre and post trips, if you want to do within Croatia, it's Croatia Airlines as a Star Alliance partner. And as United Airlines told me, they are the major partner for Europe. So it means really they are using each other very much a lot. What are the highlights? You're not going to see all of this, but just to remind you about a few, we have the highest percentage of protected areas in Europe. These are the 8 national parks. You will you will actually ride with by boat through Mljet National Park, very nearby. You will be, for those who actually want to stay around Split, these are Kornati Archipelago, Krka National Park, the waterfalls and lakes, and Plitvice National Park. They are very much nearby, Split, like 1 hour drive. And then, of course, you need a boat. Across all Croatia, but mainly on the coast, there are 10 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Those who you will be able to see and explore is, first of all, the Diocletian Palace and in Split. It's not only just a palace, you will have a chance to see the Meštrović Gallery, which is breathtaking views. And this is something that we highly recommend, including the itinerary. It maybe will take you 1 hour of your time. All of the people living from abroad, when they want to get married in Split, they do it there. And also the same location, just maybe 200 meters further or 300 meters, there is one of the villas that former ruler of ex-Yugoslavia used to use, Tito. And this is also some fabulous place. So usually people combine it with the marriage in the Meštrović Gallery and then go for the dinner at that villa. So it's something which is also part of the offer on Split. Dubrovnik, that's something that I should not explain too much. I'm sure everybody has seen in photos, if not live. And the whole city is practically UNESCO heritage. What else is nearby? A historical core of Trogir, which is also a fantastic little city on the peninsula. And Antonia, please jump in if needed. You are from Trogir, so you can always say a bit more than I can. It's a fantastic little place, half an hour drive from Split. You can also come by boat there. Šibenik St. James Cathedral took 100 years to get it done, and it's really beautiful. And also nearby Hvar Island, you will have these plains near on throughout the island. You will have the Venetian forts of defense fortresses, many islands. This is particularly in Šibenik. It has 3 fortresses. And we also mentioned, and Plitvice National Park is also UNESCO International Park. To tell you more about UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage of Croatia would not be easy because each few years we get another one, and these are the 18 which we have been famous for. What I would just put it as to underline all of them, there is a lot about festivities, festivals, tradition, and singing. So it also shows how deep the culture is even still today. And many of these types of singing and styles of doing festivals are still preserved, and local people very much enjoy them. So many of them you can enjoy even in Hvar, in Split, in Sinj, which is a little place near Split as well. So there are really a lot of the Mediterranean diet, which has been also protected in several islands in Croatia, and you can really eat following fully the Mediterranean diet. The coastline, which I mentioned, there are just few examples, but I know that you are going on a trip by boat, so I don't think that really there is not much to say. Adventures, flavors, of course, do not forget to try some of the delicacies. It's very hard for me now to name what to eat, because, you know, some of you would eat fish, yes, but you try to go to some small restaurant, Konoba, just near the sea. Ask if the owner is also the fisherman. If he is, be sure you're gonna eat super fresh fish, the catch of the day. But you just have to ask, or you ask the locals where do they eat. I'm sure that we are very spoiled. If we see the fish which is not from the catch of the day today, we just don't order it in the restaurant. That's how spoiled we are, you know, and that's very hard to meet these standards. So just do as locals do, no problem at all. Prosciutto, yes, we also use this dried ham, and it's very famous, the region around Split. For those who are meat lovers, a lot of more, let's say, dry pastries, because at ancient times, because of the weather, you couldn't really have a lot of creams. But that's why we used to make cakes, which are actually great cakes, and usually like with all these flavors like lemons, so oranges, and mandarinas, a lot of mandarinas in the areas of the south near Dubrovnik. And because of the flavors and the way how to do it, we also got finally, after, you know, we realized that we have to apply for Michelin, or at least we have to say we may need few. And of course, since then our restaurants got Michelin stars, and others some have Michelin recommendations, but there are really accompanied with great wines. More than 100 varieties of indigenous wines are present here. And the stories all about football. There's a few fun facts about the first parachute actually done by the Croatian, the famous tie, actually discovered by the Croatian who were wearing it, the Croats, during the French wars. The father of the fingerprints who discovered them, actually he's from Hvar. There is a little small museum on the Hvar and in the city, so do not miss it. It's something fabulous, and you will learn actually how today not to be caught, as we know. The pen, you see, we know we learn this little tool here that we use every day still today in spite of computers. Actually, it was named by Penkala. Penkala is the last name of the guy who invented it. It's a Croatian guy. Actually, they invented this first mechanical pencil in the world. And the largest, the fastest and strongest electric car, Nevera, also produced in Croatia. We are very proud that he even beat the Tesla in this duel that happened like 2 years ago, something like that. And Nevera is also coming to the US soon. So I would now end this part and go to the full architecture, but with this nice photo of Dubrovnik. And we'll remind you that Dubrovnik, when it was a republic, that this was for many, many years and many centuries, was one of the first countries in the world that recognized independence of the United States. It was in 1783. So the regions, as you can see here, with light and darker blue colors, these are like 10 different tourist regions. I will not show each of them because there is no time, but I will go to those who will be interesting for you on your way. It's just little, you know, photos to make you understand where you are going. And now we are coming very close to Split area. So you are starting your trip in Split area. Of course, if some of you would like to go around in this presentation, you can see what is it in the Šibenik area, which is the first city nearby, or Zadar area. This archipelago is also fantastic and very well known. And here you have like 5 national parks and UNESCO heritage sites just at hand from Split, like 2 hours drive maximum. Split is important because of the palace of Emperor Diocletian, who was a very powerful guy at its time. At his time, the Roman Empire was the largest ever. So he divided it into 4 pieces, 4 regions, and then he announced that he will retire. So what did he do? He sent his council soldiers, whoever needed, to the place where his mother was born. It was very near Split. Today does not exist as it was. It just let's say there are ruins of antique Salona. There is a place called Solin behind the mountain. But in the antique Salona, it was very important because it was capital of the region of Dalmatia. So it was a very important region for the Romans. And Diocletian decided to build the palace. And it built it near the sulfate waters. So practically just 10, 20 meters when the palace ends, you have the spring waters, coming out. And he was using them regularly. So I tend to joke this is the first luxury wellness spa in the world, because he really built it for his to enjoy life. And this is something that you can scroll still through the palace. You have people living there. There are a lot of Airbnb and private accommodation, 5-star in the palace. It's really very hard to get the renovation permit, because you have to have the conservation done properly, and the historical, everything is historical site there. So it's very hard to do anything. We have the Sphinx, we have the oldest cathedral, Roman cathedral, Romanic cathedral, which is Catholic and still in use today, still with the masses. It's just here is the entrance when the Sphinx is so here on the left. And this is something that you can really see the life of Split, its life within the Diocletian Palace. And this is, for example, in this area here, which is called Peristyle. Usually in summertime, they do theater plays like Verdi's operas like Nabucco, Aida. It's something majestic to be here and to feel these operas in this place. So the palace is very big. This is just the core, the center of the palace. And as I mentioned before, you have the Nešević Gallery to visit. These are, like I said, the two major, most important architectural gems in Split as a city. Since you will be exploring the region by boat, so the first stopover near Split, it's Šolta Island, but I will let Antonia tell you more about what is best to see on Šolta. I will touch a few others. So Brač, this is a photo from Brač. Brač is called Golden Horn or Zlatni Rat. It is the beach that the horn actually shapes every day, every single moment, depending on the sea, on the winds or whatever the climate influences. This shape, it's never. So we never give the same photo of this beach when taken from the same angle. But also what you have on Brač, if someone will stay in Split, and I mean it's 45 minutes even if you take the ferry, so it's really so close. There is a stone masonry school. So the White House was done of this white stone. Not only the White House, a lot of things, a lot of sculptures that were produced by the famous Ivan Meštrović, that is why the Meštrović Gallery originates this place. He actually ordered. He was a famous Croatian sculptor, but for example, the Indians in Chicago, this is some of the legacy he did. And there are many others in Washington, sculptures that he left, that he was, his most productive life was in US, but he always wanted to work only with the white stone from Brač Island. That's how famous it was. Then you can go nearby. It's the city of Hvar, hosting European families since almost 100 years. And today you will run into great fantastic hotels that Antonia will also tell a bit more, but it is different at the most posh place on the islands that we have in Croatia. And also another hour drive, it's Mamma Mia Island. Actually, my friends in US told me that how they call it Mamma Mia Island, because Mamma Mia part 2 was shot there. And there is a famous beach, another beach there. So some of the delicacies in the region is the meat called pašticada. It's marinated for 48 hours at least with the homemade gnocchi. But of course, whatever I can show now, you have to just try them when you are in Split or anywhere around. Or also, yes, we are famous for festivals, but I think this is not what you want to do right now there. Then we are in Dubrovnik. So we are going, so we can see here from Split, we go to Brač, here is Šolta, here is Hvar. If you want to go to Vis one day, yes. And then here we are in Korčula, and then it's Pelješac and Mljet and Dubrovnik. So this is like the aquatorium that you are gonna more or less cover. So what is nearby Dubrovnik? It's a beautiful place. I would suggest that, for example, if you're having post-stay in Dubrovnik, or for example, you are landing to Dubrovnik and you want to travel to Split by road, you can take, it's a 3 hours drive. You can take a private driver, of course. And my first suggestion, stop at this place, which is beautiful because it's very, very important for Croatia. First of all, it has, we call it European Wall of China, because this is the longest walls at some city in the world after the Great Wall of China. There are 5.5 kilometer walls, like you can see one part here, and the whole city is walled. and really impressive ones there, because the city itself is really small. It's not more than what you see here. Okay, a little bit villages around. Then you have the sea salt plains here. You can also see them. The salt is being taken the same way how it has been done for centuries. And what is the most important here actually are the oysters. So this is the oysters paradise because of the melting of the rivers, which coming like more, of course, cold, and the sea, which is very warm in this area. You have, that's one explained to me, the expert, that you actually get a super great quality of the oysters. So it's like people just go to from Dubrovnik for the oysters and the red wine that you will find here. Of course, in Dubrovnik already mentioned the Pearl of the Adriatic, the King's Landing, the famous Games of Thrones. You can just go across the small islet nearby. With the real throne is from the Games of Thrones. And it's a city that you can literally sprawl. It's floored. You have several fortresses. You have the walls. You can climb the walls. I think there are 12 kilometers. So very rarely people do them, all of them, but at least partly like 1 or 2 kilometers where the most significant fortress is located. And as mentioned, this is also from the same peninsula where Stone City is located with the walls. It's Pelješac Peninsula. And Dingač wine, it's one variety which is very familiar, it's actually cousin of Zinfandel. So it has been proven like 20-something years ago that Zinfandel originates from variety called Crljenak. Crljenak originates from near Split. And the cousins, the daughters, sons, grandsons, whatever we call them, spread out through all Dalmatia. So when you are on the south, and you will be from Dubrovnik and Split and around, ask for Plavac Mali or Dingač. Dingač is just specific position, but it's actually Plavac Mali. It is the variety that is, let's say, the more known. This is very, very, very niche boutique wine, very strong quality, very, very strong in terms of flavors. And as you can see, it grows on a very steep hill overlooking the sea. So it gets, of course, the installation, the classical, also gets the installation because of the reflection of the sea. And that's something that really influences its flavor. And at the end, if you're around nearby, there are 2 beautiful islands. One, Antonia will tell more about Korčula, and here is the photo of the Mljet Island, which is entirely in a national park just nearby Dubrovnik. So yes, we have one message at the end. We hope that, Croatia has already changed the way we dress, ride, drive, and live, but visit and experience the best for yourself. I'll let you have Antonia what she has to say. She has actually to show you the collection of the most impressive, small, luxury, definitely unique hotels in this area, and even more, but specifically in this area. So Antonia, please take over.
Thank you, Leila. And thank you for this great introduction. Even I, as a Croatian, enjoyed your presentation. So I will start sharing my screen. Hello, everybody. Just a moment. Okay. So, as Leila and Melinda already mentioned, Stories Hotels is an association of very carefully selected hotels. It is a collection of the hotels that offer unique experience in Croatia. All of the hotels have very strong character, as you will see, and they give great sense of the location. All hotels are 4-star, 5-star heritage hotels of the highest category. They offer unique experiences that are related either to culture, history, nature, or design. And they are all located at the most special locations along the Adriatic coast. We have altogether 13 hotels within our collection, but I will focus today on the ones that are located in the southern part of Croatia. That might be interesting for you during your pre or post stay accommodation, or during your stay, actually also during your discovery of South Croatian coast. I will start with Bastion Heritage Hotel in Zadar. It is a heritage hotel that is located in the pedestrian area in the historical city center of Zadar, and it was built actually on the remains of the defensive tower from 13th century. It is now a place where the restaurant is, a restaurant that is recommended by Michelin Guide. This hotel is a small hotel with only 27 suites, and it is a perfect combination of antique and modern. They are also members of Relais Chateau, and they have a perfect location in order to explore all the historical sites of Zadar Old Town. As Leila already mentioned, Zadar has a perfect location that is close to even 2 international airports, and it is within easy reach of 5 international parks. Vestibule Palace is our little gem in Split. It is located within Emperor Diocletian UNESCO protected palace, and it has only 7 suites. The hotel itself was created by merging of 3 palaces from 3 different eras, Roman, Gothic, and Renaissance. It has only 7 suites. They're also a member of small and luxury hotels of the world. And here, the guest can literally say, I slept where Emperor Diocletian used to sleep, because the hotel is located within previous private corners of Emperor Diocletian. It also provides a perfect combination of antique and modern within an ambience with original walls from Roman era, from 3rd century in the hotel, and even in some of the suites. Brig Boutique Hotel is also in Split, but it is a modern hotel with very bold architecture, located within one of the most famous residential areas of Split. And we call Brig Boutique Hotel beyond each expectations. It has a number of famous art pieces from famous Croatian artists and designers, but also a selection of furniture and design pieces from acknowledged artists and designers from all over the world. They're also proud that they even offer private tours around the hotel to explore and to tell the story of each piece of art and each piece of furniture that they have in the hotel. The hotel has 60 rooms, and it is located above one of the most famous beaches in Split, Beach Bačvice. It's one of the hotel was open 3 years ago, but in the meantime, it has become really very popular local place to have a glass of wine, a few snacks, come for a dinner, and just enjoy the ambience and the design. Heritage Hotel Martinis Marki is located on the island of Šolta that Leila already mentioned. It is the closest island to Split, and Martinis Marki is the only hotel on the island. It is a heritage historical castle with only 7 suites, converted to a hotel, and it is perfectly located above the Rhone Marina for luxury yachts, and with a perfect location in a small fisherman village, providing great also island gourmet experience, but offering also all kinds of additional experiences on the island. So there you can meet bee farmers, olive oil makers, winemakers, or just explore the island with the hotel's vintage jeep, or make sea excursions to nearby islands of Hvar, of Vis, or go to the sightseeing trip in Split. On the island of Hvar, we have Adriana Hvar Spa Hotel. It's a chic, modern hotel, perfectly located on the main promenade of Hvar, overlooking Hvar Old Town. And this hotel actually incorporated all flavors and scents of Hvar Island into the service that they offer. They have also a very cool rooftop bar overlooking Hvar Old Town, and a lot of local interior designers participated in interior design of Adriana Hvar Spa Hotel. Next one is on the island of Korčula, Lešić Dimitri Palace, a hotel. It is an exclusive retreat in the heart of the medieval old town of Korčula, and it has only 6 suites. At Lešić Dimitri Palace, the main inspiration for the interior design was Marco Polo and his travels along the Silk Road because of his historical connection with Korčula. So here, each suite was uniquely designed, inspired by travels of Marco Polo along the Silk Road. So they have Venice suite, China suite, India, Arabia, Ceylon, or Sumatra suite. And in each suite, it is really, they're designed to the last detail, inspired by the region. So for instance, even the literature in Venice suite is related to Venetians, artists and designers. And you really feel the region that he traveled through. They also have the spa that perfectly combines Eastern and Western spa technique. And they have also the restaurant that has 1 Michelin star. They offer all kinds of additional experiences on the island. So all kinds of sea excursions with sea urchin pickings, wine tastings, or having dinner on the boat, a Michelin star dinner on the boat while exploring the archipelago around Korčula Island. In Dubrovnik, we have 2-member hotels. This is Kazbek Boutique Hotel, which is a noble summer house renovated into a small hotel with 13 rooms. It is surrounded by their own walls. Actually, noblemen from Dubrovnik, they prefer to stay out of the city walls. So they built for themselves these lush Mediterranean summer houses, and they are all now culturally protected because of their recognizable architecture. Kazbek is located within one of those. It has only 13 rooms, and it provides a feeling like you are staying in your own noble summer house. And the Pucic Palace, which is also in Dubrovnik, the only 5-star hotel within famous Old Town. It's a charming boutique hotel located within famous Old Town with only 18 suites. Perfect for those who want to be surrounded by Dubrovnik's glorious past on each and every step, and also telling the story of artistic legacy of Dubrovnik and the family that once owned this palace in the heart of Dubrovnik.
We have, we'll have some interest in several of your properties that are along our itinerary. So, and I know I'm anxious to see them in person too. So Leila and Antonia, I can't tell you how much I really appreciate you participating in this video with me, Croatia, but even more so now, I'm just so very excited to actually be able to travel with this group and see through their eyes, you know, some of the wonderful things that your beautiful country has to offer. So thank you so much. It goes on to you. I hope you both have a very happy holiday season.
Well, I would like to thank you, Melinda, and thank to all of you who are following and who are following us today. For any questions, well, let's meet in Croatia. That's going to be easier to ask any questions. And meanwhile, you have Melinda, of course, and you can always contact me at the National Tourist Office in New York.
Thank you so much. And again, Antonia, I'm going to be in touch about your beautiful hotels.
Thank you so much, Melinda, for this opportunity to present our hotels. You can reach out to me anytime. And thank you, Leila, also for the nice presentation of Croatia in general.
Thank you, ladies.